all-out war as X-Man versus the X-Men. Hello and welcome to a Smurfy video, and today we are at Uncanny X-Men issue 10 of the Disassembled series. There's a nice little cover of X-Men just looking out to the sun, and pretty much, well, the X-Men are trashed. Cannonball finally has a bit of action. He's meant to be in this series, but he's not really done much in my mind in this series to develop him. And well, X-Man pretty much just takes him out quite nicely. And he looks pretty broken there. So Megan is told that she needs to go, but she's like, hey, you need me? And they're like, no, let's go. And then Paige's like, for my brother, so to speak. One of X-Man's agents that isn't going down lightly is Storm. She's pretty much ripping the X-Men to pieces. Meanwhile, Omega Red is being tackled by everybody you think would be involved. So you got James Howlett there, X-23, and Honey Badger. So it'll make sense. Meanwhile, Jean is looking at how things are working and what she needs for it to happen. We also get a mention of Sage. Where on earth has Sage come from? She hasn't been mentioned since, I think, Excalibur. Way back in the mid-2000s. Which is disappointing. I like Sage, especially in that Uncanny X-Men run and the Extreme X-Men. I really did enjoy Sage as a character. So, a bit disappointed that she was been sidelined for so long and then she just creeps out and it's not really anything special, you know. Where was she during Decimation? Nowhere. All of a sudden she's coming out for this fight. It seems a bit strange to me. So, the Cuckoos have a nice little moment saying it's up to the telepaths to save the day again. They all realize quite quickly that Storm is majorly taking them out, and it's up to Betsy, even though that they need her to help with their plan, it's up to her to take it out, and she calls on Angel, or Archangel, to assist her in that matter. So it's X-Man versus the telepaths. So we got Sage, Jean Grey, the Cuckoos. Sage, I always thought her powers were driven by being super smart and being able to feed off computers, etc. Not a telepath. Somebody correct me if I'm completely wrong. That's how I always saw her power, or trying to see puzzles, and I don't understand it. I'm presuming that's Martha Johnson there. So, moving on, we've got Archangel flying Psylocke in a very, very nice scene towards Storm. And she says, I know you would want me to do this. Because she would. She wouldn't want to be a slave. So she does that in a very, very cool way. Meanwhile, Apocalypse is having his fill of the 4 horsemen of X-Men. So, is Storm free? Let's find out. So, Archangel saves them from falling to their deaths. And we get a very, very vengeful Storm going straight after X-Men. Meanwhile, Psylocke's worried that this will affect the telepath's plan to separate X-Men from Legion. And Storm goes flying in, saying, you know, I've been a goddess. I will not be controlled by one. And we got this really cool scene. It's very, very nice. And it's like, they separate, and it's like, well, where on earth is Jean? So, Jean is trapped inside X-Man's mind, which is what you expect. And as you imagine, they have a little conversation about his motives, etc. And pretty much she said, you know, if her and Scott were here, they were never really there for him. You know, they could have helped him, etc. And he says it's all about evolution, where he's been. And she's like, you sound like Apocalypse. And, you know, and she's like, she understands because she's been part of the Phoenix, etc. La-di-la-di-la. And then she shows him. And by doing this, this gives way to the spell that X-Men has put Omega Red, the Blob, Magneto under. And they are now free. And after, once again, a bit of revenge. Oh, okay, so X-Man kind of understands what Jeans is saying now. And he's saying that, you know, he was dying and he knows that people have suffered because of what he was planning on doing, but he wanted this last act to save the world. And it is the life seed that increased his powers to this godhood. Now, he doesn't understand. He thought, why would he be given that much power and not do anything to it in his final moments? And that's why he did what he did. Now this bit was weird because Iceman's saying that Magneto and the X-Men are on the same side, and it seems a bit bizarre because Magneto joined Scott's X-Men, and okay, there was a revolution part and Magneto's X-Men, I guess, but it's not like he went truly evil again or anything. So it seemed like a kind of weird comment. So they all fire at X-Man. And the conversation continues. And pretty much he says, if he can't save the world, especially not with you people in it, then he make a world where the X-Men belong. And then, well, boom. They are all gone. So the aftermath, we see X-Man here. And he dies. I'm presuming he dies. Makes sense. And it goes black. And then we read that the X-Men have been declared dead. And even though the Senator decided that he didn't want to follow his whole anti-mutant propaganda, etc., it was too late. They decided we don't want any more of this. So the anti-mutant vaccine was put in place. And the Age of Mutants is done with. It's pretty interesting. So we're back to a kind of decimation, etc. So next issue, Scott's back. We've had the annual, which followed this, which I've already reviewed. I reviewed it before I actually read this because I was a bit excited. And if you want to know where the other X-Men, they're in the Age of X-Men, whatever that may be. And we've got a whole special summer event happening as well, which is going to happen. I forgot what it's called, but it was announced a couple of days ago, so very excited for that. I'm probably not going to read Age of X-Men. I maybe should if I want to read the summer blockbuster, but I may give it a miss and just read on Marvel Unlimited. So with this arc, it was a good opening to bring Uncanny back, but I felt like it could have been done in half the time instead of being dragged out. But then again, when I think back to the things that we used to read, I used to enjoy those nice build-ups. So, but this was a short-term build-up. It wasn't a long-term build-up. So it is what it is. I liked it. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. That's in the comment section I just mentioned. I'm on Facebook, SmurredP, and Twitter at SmurredP. And embrace geekiness. Goodbye.